Now, another MTG Casual Commander Quickie.
Hey guys, it's Butters here from MTG Casual Commander. Today we have a super special opening of a collector booster box. A local shop, Don Father Games, is letting us open a box for them on camera. None of these cards are on sale. They cannot legally sell them until Friday. Without further ado, let's get started. I really like this box. It's nice and shiny. I like the character on the cover. Always fight with these boxes. All right. All right. There is a box stopper. Let's save that one for last, and we can all be surprised. So we have a geothermal bog, an impede monument, broken wings, always a really good destruction spell, captain's call, Queen Alanal of Rudash, we got Wing Mantle Chaplain, we got a really pretty foil plains. Love the stained glass. All right. We got Rada Rabik of Urborg. He's a 3/3 zombie wizard. Vigilance Ward 2. Other zombies you control have vigilance. Whenever another legendary creature you control dies, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's non-legendary and a 2/2 black zombie token in addition to its other colors and types. We got Ivy, Gleeful Spell Thief, 2/1 flyer. Whenever a player casts a spell that targets only a single creature other than Ivy Spell Sheath, you may copy that spell and it targets Ivy. We got a Plaza of Heroes. Land, add 1 colorless mana, or tap, add 1 mana of any color. Spend this mana to cast only legendary spells. Tap to add 1 mana among any color for legendary permanents you control. That can be used on anything. And then 3 and tap, exile Plaza of Heroes, target legendary creature gains hexproof and indestructible until the end of turn. Really, really good land for legendary decks. We got a foil Rulik Mons, Warren Chief. We got Tor Waki the Younger. We got Namada Primeval Warden, who is a 3/4 reach. Cool stained glass. If a creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead. When you do, create a 1/1 green sapperling creature token. 1 green, sacrifice a sapperling. Namada Primeval Warden gets +2/+2 until the end of turn. 1 black, 1 other. Sacrifice 2 sapperlings and draw a card. Good to see sapperling getting more support. We got a Yavimaya Coast. Tap to add 1 colorless, or tap to add 1 green or 1 blue, and it deals 1 damage to you. And it's one of those fancy full arts. Ooh, we got a full art foil Karn, Living Legacy. 4 drop, 4 loyalty. +1, create a tapped Power Stone token. -1, you can pay any amount of mana. Look at that many cards from the top of your library, then put 1 of those cards into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. Or -7, you get an emblem. Tap an untapped artifact you control. This emblem deals 1 damage to any target. And then we got a soldier, bird token. I really like that crow. Alright. Continuing on, let's get to our second collector's pack. God, I hate these packs. Okay. Learn to rip them from the bottom. Alright, Pixie Illusionist, Sunlit Marsh, Take Up the Shield, really like that art, Haunting Figment, we got Logomos, Hand of Hatred, Elvish Hydromancer, we got a Foily Swamp with that stained glass art, Ururg, Spawn of Turg, looks like a creature from the Black Lagoon. Vodalin Hexcatcher, it's a 1-drop, or a 1/1 2-drop. It's got flash. Other merfolks you control get +1/+1. Sacrifice or merfolk, counter target non-creature spell unless its controller pays 1. Always fun. We got Defiler of Vigor. He's a 5-drop 6/6 with trample. It has an additional cost. To cast green permanent spells, you may pay 2 life. Those spells cost 1 green less to cast for each, or whenever you pay life. This effect reduces only green mana you pay. Whenever you cast a green permanent spell, you put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control.
Okay, so good.
Yeah, he is. Alright, we got Nael Evzoa Aeronaut. Not even try it again. We got Ramirez DiPietro Pillager. Good old pirate. We got Ever-Changing Dane. It's a 3-drop 3/3 shapeshifter. Pay 1, sacrifice another creature. The Ever-Changing Dane becomes a copy of the sacrificed creature, except it has this ability. Really good for shape-changing decks. Alright, we got King Darian. 2/3. Other creatures you control get +1/+1. You may pay 1 green, 1 white, 3 other. Put a +1/+1 counter on King Darian and create a 1/1 white soldier token. Sacrifice King Darian. Creature tokens you control gain hexproof and indestructible. We got a full art Aether Channeler. It's a 2/1. When it enters battlefield, you choose 1. You can create a 1/1 bird creature with flying. You can return another target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, or you may draw a card. And we got a bird and merfolk token. And open it from the bottom. So much easier.
I can feel it. Here comes the spicy pack for you.
Spicy pack. All right. So we got Extinguish the Light, Molten Monstrosity. We got Battlefly Swarm, always really good. Argivian Phalanx. We got Moss Spread Ancient. We got Jodas Codex. A really cool stained glass island. Alright. We got the Mythic Soul Knar the Tainted. It's a 5/5/5 drop. At the beginning of your end step, choose one that hasn't been chosen. Draw a card. Each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Soul Knar the Tainted deals 3 damage up to 1 target creature or planeswalker, or exile it, then return it to the battlefield under opponent's control. It's kind of like a group hug elemental.
Looks like a new commander for the black team.
Definitely got potential. Sten Paranoid Partisan. As Sten Paranoid Partisan enters the battlefield, choose a card type other than creature, or land. Spells you cast of the chosen type cost 1 less to cast. 1 blue, 1 white, 1 other. Exile Sten. Return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of next end step. Good way to switch which type you're playing. We got a full art Rosenket Heir of Roga. It's a 0/1, 1-drop with Battle Cry. Heroic. Whenever you cast a spell that targets Rosenket Heir of Roga, create a 0/1 red Kobold creature token named Kobolds of Kerr Keep. We got Burtuck Bone Rattle. We got another Ramirez. Alright, we got Staying Echo Warrior. It's a 3/4. Whenever Staying Echo Warrior attacks, create Staying Twin, a legendary 3/4 red and green human warrior creature token. It enters the battlefield tapped and attacking. For each aura and equip attached to Staying, create a token that's a copy of it attached to Staying's twin. Sacrifice all tokens created this way at the beginning of next upkeep. He's got a lot of potential for equipment decks. Alright, we got Isha Tanaka Armorer. It's a 2/4. Whenever Isha Tanaka Armorer attacks, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You can put any number of artifact cards with mana value less than or equal to Aisha's power from among them onto the battlefield tapped. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. Aisha cannot be blocked as long as defending player controls 3 or more artifacts. We got a full art Shadowrite Priest. Other clerics you control get +1/+1. 2 black, 3 other. Sacrifice another cleric. Search your library for a black creature card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. That's super strong. And we got a Soldier Elemental. Come on. We got Contaminated Aquifer. Destroy Evil. We got Molten Tributary. Crystal Grotto. Teoba, Steward of Tides. We got a Warhost Frenzy. Foily Plains. We got Var Voldian Desecrator. Defiler of Dreams. 4/3 flying. As an additional cost to cast blue permanents, you may pay 2 life. Spells cost 1 blue less to cast if you paid life in this way. This effect only reduces blue mana you pay. Whenever you cast a blue permanent, you draw a spell. Or draw a card. Alright, we got Drag to the bottom. It's a 4-drop sorcery domain. Each creature gets -X until the end of the turn, where X is 1 plus the number of basic land types you control. So the max is -6/-6. We got Elias Ilkor, Sadistic Pilgrim. I really still like these stained glass. We got Torwaki the Younger. We got another Rata Drabik of Orberg. Red hand. Ooh, a Johnny Sleeper Agent. Alright. Got a completed ability where you can pay life instead of the mana, or you can pay the mana. +1, reveal the top part of your library. If it's a creature or planeswalker card, put it into your hand. Otherwise, you may put it on the bottom of your library. -3, distribute 3 +1/+1 counters among up to 3 target creatures. They gain vigilance until the end of turn. And -6, you get an emblem. Whenever you cast a creature or planeswalker spell, target opponent gets 2 poison counters. Very interesting, also set up to do a lot of doubling. We got a full art foil Sheevan Reef, and a bird goblin. Throw the pack at myself. Alright, we got Phyrexian Vivisector. We got Citizen's Arrest. Flora Fierce Divine Wall. Withering Necromass. We got Braid Argivian Recruiter. We got Founding the Third Path. Foil Forest. We got another Rulic Mons. Alright, Chaotic Transformation. Exile up to one target artifact, up to one target creature, up to one target enchantment, up to one target planeswalker, and or up to one target land. For each permanent exiled in this way, its controller reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a card that shares the card type and puts that card onto the battlefield, then shuffles. Really fun card, good for wild magic. Ooh, we got Two-Headed Hellkite. It's got Flying, Menace, and Haste. Whenever Two-Headed Hellkite attacks, draw 2 cards. Really cool art. We got Najal, the Stormrunner. We got General Marholt, Elves Dragon. We got Hazon, Shaper of Sand. He's got Desert Walk. It's a weird ability. You may play desert lands from your graveyard. Whenever a desert enters the battlefield under your control, create 2 1/1 red, green, white sand warrior creature tokens. Yeah, this is really odd. We got Rasputin, the Oneromancer. When Rasputin enters the battlefield, put a dream counter on it for each opponent you have. Each opponent creates a 1/1 red goblin token. Tap, remove 1 or more dream tokens from Rasputin, add that much colorless mana. Tap to remove a dream counter from Rasputin, create a 2/2 white knight creature token with protection from red. We got Ruinvelt Horde Master. Other goblins you control get +1/+1. When the Horde Master or another goblin you control dies, exile the top card of your library. It's a goblin creature, you may cast that spell at the end of your until the end of your next turn. And then we got a sweet Phyrexian token with a Sand Warrior on the other side. Alright. So Mesa Cavalier. We got Aggressive Sabotage. Samite Herbalist. Got Juniper Order Rootweaver. We got Shalai's Acolyte. Fires of Victory. Another Foily Plains. Alright, we got another Primeval Warden. We got Llanowar Loam Speaker. Add 1 mana of any color, or tap target land you control becomes a 3/3 elemental with haste until the end of the turn. It's still land, activate this only as a sorcery. We got a Rada's Firebrand. Whenever Rada's Firebrand attacks, target creature defending player controls with power less than Rada Firebrands cannot block this turn. Domain. 1 red, 5 other. Rada Firemain gets +2/+2 until the end of turn. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each basic land type among lands you control. Only once each turn. We got Garna, Bloodfist of Keld. We got a Tobias. We got Azira, the Golden Sting. She's one of the commander cards. She's a 3/3 flying haste. When 0 with the golden sting attacks, put an egg counter on target creature without an egg counter on it. Whenever the creature dies, if it has an egg counter on it, draw a card and create a 1/1 black insect creature token with flying. We got a full art Adakar Waste and an Aster Bearer of Blades. When Aster Bearer of Blades enters the battlefield, look at the top 7 cards of your library. You reveal an equipment or vehicle card from among them and put it into your hand. Rest on bottom in random order. And then your equipments and vehicles have Equip 1 and Crew 1. Really good. They got a lot of power between those decks. Alright, and we got a Bird Elemental.
The insect tokens look really creepy this time.
Yeah, they do. Opening packs are the bane of my existence, apparently. He always likes to make stuff hard. Artillery Blast, Sacred Peaks, Sunbrathing Rootwalla, Essence Scatter, Elias Elcor, Sadistic Pilgrim, Uratai's Scorn, Swamp. We got another Garna. Oh, boy.
There you go. There's your spice.
Foil Shield Red, Bocklips. It's 4/5 Death Touch with no downside. Whenever you draw a card, you gain 2 life. Whenever an opponent draws a card, they lose 2 life. That's some spice right there. We got Guardian of New Benelia. We got Braid, Argavian Recruiter. We got General Marahalt, Del's Dragon again. We got another Aisha Armorer. Ooh, we got a Squee. He's not foil, but he's that sweet stained glass. There's a 2/2 with haste. When Squee Dubious Monarch attacks, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token, tapped and attacking. You may cast Squee from your graveyard by paying 1 red, 3 other, and exiling 4 other cards, rather than paying its mana cost. Alright, we got another Primeval Warden. Really likes giving us those. And we got a Soldier Monk. Alright. Like I said, packs are the bane of my existence, apparently. They just don't want me to open them. Alright. We got Splatter Goblin. Stall for Time. We got Shore Up. Timely Interference. We got Zar Ojanan, Scion of Erba. I don't know how they want people to say half of these. Relic of Legends. We got a Foily Forest. We got Wrath Weatherlight Stalwart. A Defiler of Faith. It's 5/5 Vigilance. There's an additional cost to cast white permanent spells. You may pay 2, cost 1 white less if you paid life in this way. Whenever you cast a white permanent spell, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. We got Urborg Elorgoif. It's got a multi-kicker, or kicker, a black or blue. And when he enters battlefield, mill 3 cards for each time it was kicked. Its power is equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyard, and its toughness is equal to 1 plus that number. We got another Logomos, Hand of the Hatred. We got Jasmine, Boreal 7. We got Raven Man, Fancy Stained Glass. It's 2/1 at the beginning of each end step. If a player discarded the card this turn, create a 1/1 black bird creature token with flying. This creature can't block. 1 black, 3 other, tap. Each opponent discards a card. Activate only as a sorcery. Ooh, we got Zur, Eternal Schemer. So 1/4 flying enchantment creatures you control have death touch, lifelinks, and hexproof. 1 white, 1 other. Target non-aura enchantment you control becomes a creature in addition to its other types, as base tower equal to its mana value. He's not quite as good as the other Zurs, but he'll do. We got one of the other Defilers, this one time for red. It's 4/4 first strike, so pay 2 life, reducing red mana cost. I'm going to recast red permanent spell. It deals 1 damage to any target. We got a bird worm. Alright, we're getting there. Oh, guess that's just going to stay down like that now. Alright. We get Salvage Mana Worker, Tolarian Geyser. We got Flowstone Gavu. We got Gibbering Barricade, Micromancer. We got Rona Shieldred's Faithful, Swamp. Another Najal. Yavimaya Coast, getting a lot of those. We got a Runeveldt Hordes Master again. Goblins. Tori de Avant Fury Rider. Ramirez. We got another Zera, the Golden Sting. Apparently this card likes Zera. So we got double Zera in 1 pack, and we got Evolve Sleeper. That's a 1 black, 1/1. Kind of like a level up ability. 1 black, it becomes a human cleric, that's 2/2. 1 black, 1 other. If it was a cleric, it becomes a 3/3 Phyrexian human cleric. And if it was a Phyrexian for 2 black, 1 other, you put a +1/+1 counter on it, and you draw a card and you lose 1 life. We got a Soldier Badger.
Same card.
Yeah.
Twice in a pack. It could have been a worse card. I mean,
This is true.
At least it was a good card.
Yes, I'm sure there's an easier way to open these. I'm sure some of you will comment on that, but I was like going down that scene. Yavimaya Steel Crusher. Furious Bellow. Eerie Soul Tender. Bone Splinters. Territorial Maru. Got nice Knight of Dusk Shadow. Ooh, that's a fancy mountain. Oh, we got a Braids. Yeah. Ooh, we got the fancy Braids. Braids Artisan Nightmare. At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice an artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker. If you do, each opponent may sacrifice a permanent that shares card type with it. For each opponent who doesn't, that player loses 2 life and you draw a card. Really good. Alright, drag to the bottom. Got that one. Green Sleeves Maro Sorcerer. Another one of the commander cards. Protection from Planeswalker and from Wizards. Green Sleeves Maro Sorcerer power and toughness is each equal to the number of lands you control. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, create a 3/3 green badger creature token. It's really good. Alright, we got another Tatoba, Steward of the Tides. Tobias, Tomb Conqueror. Ramses, the Assassin Lord. So 4/4 Death Touch. Other assassins you control get +1/+1. Whenever a player loses the game, if they were attacked this turn by an assassin you control, you win the game. That's a good way to just straight out win a commander game. We got a really cool full art Sulphur Springs. We got Silverback Elder. It's a 5/7/5 drop. Whenever you cast a creature spell, choose one. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a land card from among them onto the battlefield tapped. Put the rest on the bottom in a random order. Or you gain 4 life.
Put him in a sleeve, he's expensive.
Is he?
Oh, yeah.
Alright, and we got a Phyrexian Dragon. Alright. I did bring along some sleeves for this purpose.
That full shoulder should probably go.
He's in here somewhere.
He's at the bottom of the pile.
Oh, he's in the middle of it, so he's fairly safe. Should know this by now. Secrets open it from the bottom. Oh. We got Hexbane Tortoise. We get a Negate. We got a Colossal Growth. Griffin Protector. Love Song of Night and Day. Cut Down. Another Foil Island. We got Irritai Resurrected. Really like those multiple arms. It's a 3/2 flash. When he enters the battlefield, choose one. Counter target spell, activated ability, or triggered ability. Its controller draws a card. Or you destroy another target creature or planeswalker, its controller draws a card. He's actually really solid for...
That's a textured one too. If you look at the words up there, they're all textured.
Oh yeah. I was wondering there's a few of them that are textured. Another Karn. A good box so far. Alright. Let's set that right there for a second. Put this Karn in there and we'll go back to the other one in a little bit and do that later. Alright. We got Briar Hydra. It's a 6/6 for 6. Trample. Domain. When deals combat damage to a player, put X 1/1 counters on target creature you control, where X is the number of basic land types you control. We got Balmor, Battle Mage Captain. We got General Marhault again. Orca, Siege Demon. It's 5/5 trample. Whenever another creature dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Orca Siege Demon. When an Orca dies, it deals damage equal to its power, divided as you choose among any number of targets. Another Fancy Braids.
Duplicate pack.
And Soul of Windgrace. Whenever Soul of Windgrace enters the battlefield or attacks, you put a land card from a graveyard into the battlefield tapped under your control. 1 green, discard a land card, you gain 3 life. 1 red, 1 other, discard a land card, you draw a card. Or 1 black, 2 other, discard a land card. Soul of Windgrace gains indestructible until the end of turn, tapped. And then we got Bird. Double Bird token. Alright, we got the last one, and then we got the fancy pack. Again, I keep doing that. So if they open me from the bottom, I try from the top. Alright, Vanilla Sleeper. Smash to Dust. We got Charismatic Vanguard. Impulse. Crossfist Strider. Vohar Voldarian Desecrator. We got another Mountain. We got Balmor. Thrawn Portal. I do not like this card, but when it enters battlefield tapped, unless you control 2 or fewer other lands, as Thrawn Portal enters the battlefield, choose a basic land type. Thrawn Portal is the chosen type in addition to its other types, so it's a gate that's just a basic land type. Mana abilities from Thrawn Portal, you pay 1 life to activate. Alright. We have Varric Warped Sanger. It's a 2/2 flying Death Touch lifelink. Whenever you activate ability that isn't a mana ability, If life was paid to activate it, you may pay that much life again. If you do, copy that ability. You may choose new targets. It's an interesting thing, and it is Death and Taxes colors. So you Death and Taxes players can enjoy that. We got another Rona. General Marholt. We got Mara, Scholar of Antiquity. 3/3, tap an untapped non-token artifact you control, add 1 green mana. Tap 2 untapped non-token artifacts you control, exile top card to your library, you may play it this turn.
Treasures.
Yep. Alright, Sheevan Reef. We got threats undetected. Search your library for up to 4 creature cards with different powers and reveal them. An opponent chooses 2 of those cards. Shuffle the chosen cards into your library, put the rest into your hand. It's a green Gifts Ungiven, I think it is. We got a Soldier Dragon. And then for the big one, let's see what our box topper is. What do we think it's going to be?
Hopefully you're Joed up.
Yeah. Oh, Ramirez. Sag. But all around, really good. We got a lot of really good stuff in here. We got 2 or 3 Braids, 2 Karns. We got Shield Red. Again, none of these cards are available for sale at our shop for any of you local people. There'll be a Dawnfather Games on Friday when they'll be able to sell them. Thanks for watching.
Trample that like button. And if you dare, comment below. Let the magic continue.